Adversity is a gym, but we sometimes look at it as a roadblock. But instead of running from the adversity, I need you to embrace it. I need you to allow it to make you stronger. Allow the adversity to make you prepared for the opportunities that are coming in life. But you have to be ready for those opportunities before those opportunities present themselves. Stop letting people pull your strings and treat you like a puppet. Cut the strings, take yourself out of neutral, and be extraordinary like you were meant to be. You were not meant to be in the mold. You were meant to break the mold. You are a game changer. Go after your greatness. I'll tell you a story about a young boy and his father. This young boy had a very bad temper. I'm not talking about me, okay? This young boy had a very bad temper. And his father said, listen, son, I've got a fence outside that I'm building. And I've got a bag of nails. And every time you lose your temper, and every time you say something that is not edifying or not encouraging or not of life to somebody else, you have to hammer a nail into that fence. He said, okay, Dad. So in 2 weeks, this young man had hammered 37 nails into that fence. Think about 37 comments that you make to somebody that are negative. Think about how that can tear somebody up from the inside. Think about negative comments that have been said to you in life, and think about how it made you feel. Think about the things that you did not do because somebody told you that you weren't smart enough, or you were too old, or do you know where you came from in life? I want you to think about how those comments made you feel. Those were not quality comments, and because they were not quality, they did not permeate into quality results for you. And as that young man nailed those 37 nails, he looked at the board one day, he says, I have to change. I have to do better. And his father told me, every time you make a positive comment about somebody and you don't lose your temper, you get to take a nail out. So for the next 2 weeks, he completely flipped, and everything he said was positive. And now those nails were removed from that fence, and he was very happy. But his father said, I'm proud of you, son. You haven't lost your temper, but I want you to remember something. Look at this fence. The nails are gone, but the holes are still there. Okay, I want you guys to think about that. Ships do not sink because of the water and everything else that's around them. They sink because of what gets inside of them. The way you invest your time permeates into your actions, right? Right? And your actions permeate into your decisions. Man, and your decisions ultimately determine your outcome. Oh, man. Whew. Your motivation has to be greater than your circumstances. It has to be greater than your barrier. It has to be greater than the fear that you have inside of you. Your motivation needs to drive you. Like, it needs to be at your core. You know, everybody that didn't hear that works out, you understand what I'm talking about. Like, when we lift and we run, we make our core strong because our core is the center and the base of everything else of our body. You got a strong core, you can make it happen. Make sure you identify your motivation and use that motivation and go after your dreams full throttle.
Hey guys, it's Coach Michael here with Ultimate Youth Sports here. I'm the general manager here at this location. We just had the pleasure of having Jonathan Rivers come by to give a motivational speech to us, talking about the skill set versus the will set. Very powerful message. And I would second the entire message. The entire time he kept my employees engaged. The message that he brought to us was definitely A+. I would definitely recommend Jonathan Rivers to talk to anyone as far as employees, kids, children, anything that you guys have. Jonathan Rivers is doing that.
I want to thank Jonathan Rivers for his absolutely wonderful, inspirational speech to our participants today. Having a local-born son who can continue to inspire our youth in Columbus of their abilities and aspirations is a godsend. We thank him very much for all he does for us and for the community. Thanks, Jonathan.
The talk was very inspiring. It spoke to our clients and where they were. It cast a vision and helped them get connected, I think, to the next milestone that they need to achieve. It was a great reminder to stay on track and to continue that process and to not lose that momentum. And he was able to communicate to the clients the same messaging that they learn while they're in our program. So hearing it from yet another voice, I think, really helps to reinforce this process that they're in right now.
Hello, my name is Natasha Mitchell, and I just witnessed a wonderful, dynamic speaker who is Mr. Jonathan Rivers. I am so elated, encouraged, and I just am so thankful that I got a chance to witness the power of God within us. Thank you.
The Director of Student Life and Head Football Coach at Calvary Christian School. We've had the privilege of having Jonathan come speak to us a couple of times, and most recently today he spoke at our high school chapel. about facing our giants. And the first thing you talk about Jonathan is passion for Jesus Christ. He exuberates that when he's on the stage when he is speaking. He just all he does is speak about Jesus Christ to these young men and these young ladies. And the second thing is the passion that he has in his speaking style. He has these kids' attentions and they're on their seats just listening to every single word that he says. He also spoke to our football team a couple of years ago before a state championship game, and our current players that were here 2 years ago, they still talk about Mr. Rivers and what he said that day and how he motivated them for that game. He is a great motivational speaker, and I encourage you to support Jonathan Rivers and have him come speak to your group.
I'll be with you. My name is Jonathan Rivers. Well, we change lives every day.
I've been doing comedy for a while, and you're great. You're very energetic young people. And Jonathan Rivers, I especially like what you did because it's very risky. But not do jokes, but to do real.
My name is Jonathan Rivers. Thank you.